Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Family Podcast. These are our couch conversations. What's happening, Don? Okay, my name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
And welcome to another episode. So today, we are jumping in our pond today. We've been swimming in a lot of Americanisms, yeah?
Yeah.
But today, we're going to be talking about Zeze Mills versus Lani Good.
Yeah.
So, this has erupted, yeah? So, for context, Lani has a new show called Badderz UK.
Well, that's actually hard. Yeah, of course.
Which airs on YouTube.
Yep.
But she's also got a separate website where you can subscribe for the more saucy episodes, because obviously there are rules and regulations on YouTube, you know, that can lead to demonetization, your channel getting banned and all the rest of it. So if you want all of the spicy takes, you got to pay some goodies. Yeah. Now, the show is like most reality shows, but on steroids. Yeah. So, Lani herself, in the interview, has said that, you know, if the show was on television, it would have to be much more watered down. She acknowledges that it's raunchy. She says it's deliberately extreme. Yeah. So then,
So not Ofcom friendly.
yes, that's a great way to pull it. That's a great way to pull it. But Mama Zeze Mills, yeah, she weighed in on the conversation.
Right, there's a Badderz UK now. They've been filming. They released the trailer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually quite impressed that they've got to this level of production, because I remember when they first went over and it looked a little bit haphazard. It looked like maybe this is not gonna happen. Maybe they've overexerted themselves. Maybe they don't realize how much. But as much as I can't really stand her, big up to Lani for actually making it happen, because I don't think people understand how hard it is to actually do a production of that level. You think you just need a couple cameras and whatever, but it's very hard, you know? So the fact that she's actually managed to do that, kudos to her. And that's the difference between me and a lot of you motherfuckers on the internet. I have got no problem giving people their flowers, even if I don't like them. I got some backlash because I basically said that Badderz UK is a terrible idea, and anyone that goes on that show, why would you even do that? I didn't say that, but that's what I basically said, because I believe that. And I don't feel like you always have to agree with reality TV. I don't agree with every single reality stuff program, okay, but I understand why people go on it. You know, like, I understand why people go on Love and Hip Hop. I understand why people go on Housewives. I understand why people went on Backchat. I understand even those type of things. At least it shows some sort of characteristics. If you're charming, it comes through. You know, if you're intelligent, that even for Backchat, to debate, to be able to debate, to be witty, it takes a certain level of intelligence, okay? There's levels to the reality stuff. There is absolutely no good reason for Baddies UK or Bad Girls Club in general, actually. There's no good reason. There's nothing about that show that you will go on there and it will put you in a good light.
Sounds sensible.
Well,
Sounds
it drew a lot of backlash.
Okay.
Right? Because remember Lippy's podcast, where the question was put to Lani, what do you think of Zeze Mills' comments?
Zeze Mills has shared her views.
Don't want to see that.
She shared her views on the show. Lani, you first of all, what are your thoughts on her thoughts?
Obviously, like, she bigged me up or whatever, but yeah, it's like a backhanded compliment.
She needs to go suck her mum.
Okay,
So it said.
If I could leave. No, I'm sorry. No, do you know what? Do you know what? I can't. Because she's pissed me off today. Even the fact that she's gone, Sky News has come today. Zeze.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Why?
Okay, like I was saying, I think it was a backhanded compliment. At the end of the day, let's be honest, yeah. Zeze wants to be this classy babe, this industry babe. Not all of us have to be like that. Some of us want to be naughty. Do you understand? There's different content for everybody. Why are you in my lane? Stay over there. I don't understand why you're judging what we're doing over here. it's like you're coming like you want to be a Badderz. I'll be real. Because you're talking
a
about
fucking Badderz.
No, it's coming like she wants to be. You're talking about us so much every couple seconds.
Send her
You're
a
talking
contract
about
and
it.
say, yo.
What's going on?
Like
Season 2,
And the
send
thing
her a
is,
contract.
and the thing is with
Who knows?
Zeze, yeah, is Zeze
Dunno.
can't stand the fact, yeah. Deep what I'm saying. Zeze can't stand the fact that she's done everything right. Like classy babe, covers up. There's Lani with her titties out, doing her madness,
like
and
an
I still get the
ice
same
cream.
attention. She doesn't like that because she thinks, why is a girl that this is everything I try not to be. That's how I see it. These girls, Lani's a girl. She does everything I wouldn't do, but she still gets
still
a
cuts
form
through.
of success. I don't think she likes that.
So here we are. We don't usually comment on this stuff,
We don't.
but I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it because we're men and we can mansplain.
Okay, yeah. There's something about the current online culture and being young and not necessarily understanding the longevity of being successful and monetized online. Read your Bible. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Yeah? So just because you can make a quick dollar here, you know, some bands, you know what I'm saying, for acting outlandish and creating an online persona, it doesn't mean that you're always gonna get paid for that. Once your run kind of ends, you still have a digital footprint, as Zeze saying. When you decide to have children, there's no guarantee. Like, have you seen the stuff that you have to go through to get your stuff offline, even off Google? It's a whole rigmarole. I remember when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is crazy.
And even then,
It's not guaranteed.
and once people have seen it, it
Yeah,
doesn't care
it
if you
doesn't matter,
if you scrubbed it. Yeah.
So it's like, if you have children, yeah, if you have figureheads who know you, if you were involved in anything political, anything religious, anything legal, that content is hurtful, regardless if you tried to do a little thing to make some money at 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old. So I think Zeze has somewhat of a point, but I think Lani presents a very good counter around how many people don't start their career being their authentic selves and are trapped in the persona of what is not authentic to them. So,
But do you think that's Zeze? Do you think Zeze's like that? Because it was a personal assessment.
I know it's a personal assessment, but I think for me, that personal assessment has created a massive discussion around many other people. So when you ask about Zeze,
You don't know, it's hard, innit?
yeah,
You don't know her in that.
it's hard for me to say that she has that persona. I feel like maybe
does.
she couldn't live out the full potential of that.
She just doesn't
Do you
have
know
her
what I'm saying?
bosoms out. all the
Yeah,
time,
you know, like, even, you never know, innit? Like, I don't know Zeze personally, innit? But even around, you know, like, sleeping with people, she has to be quite quiet about who she sleeps with, you know, because there's always somebody who's lurking to try and get information, or, you know, that person could put some raunchy pictures out about her and all the rest of it.
Like being a public figure,
being a
innit?
public figure. And we know already that many public figures say, I just want to be a normal person for a day. Yeah. So
You made your deal.
Yeah.
This is your Faustian deal.
unless you're M. Huncho, innit? So I think that question does reign true on a lot of levels. Whether it specifically relates to Zeze, I don't know. But I think Zeze has some very strong home truths. You know, whether people like it or not. Like, you can, like, Lani can say, oh yeah, you know, nah, she just wants to be this. Lani's in the background getting paid. I mean, she has been her authentic self and been very, very outlandish, you know, in a lot of her pursuits. But again, when you hire people to put out a show, it's not mainly you. There's in the background doing your director thing. These are the people who have to live with whatever they did on screen. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, it's an odd balance because Lani's defending herself, and I know some of her cast came on and defended themselves as well. But it's also like, yeah, this will be evident in the future, and only time will tell. You know, like when people like post clips of people and they're like, "Well, this aged badly." Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, you may be a victim of that.
I am conflicted, yeah. Like seriously, I'm conflicted by this because black people are not a monolith, and us, more than maybe any other culture, have this thing where we police blackness. Yeah, where we say you're not allowed to do something because it makes the entire race look bad. Which is a crazy expectation for a person to have.
Yeah.
To live their life bound to every single black person on the planet, regardless of age, creed, everything. And so when I hear these criticisms, I'm like, man, I understand why you say them, but at the same time, I feel like black people should embrace freedom.
Okay.
Like true freedom to say, listen, I'm black and I like pop music, and I don't care what that makes me look like to the black delegate. That's what I like.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you feel what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know, when you say things like that, that don't make us look good, or do you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, but this ain't about you.
Yeah.
Why should my life be about you?
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you feel what I'm saying? So in one respect, on Lani's side,
Yeah.
I get that she's saying she wants to be
Who she is.
who she is. Yeah. However,
The howevers.
yeah. However, every single society has had degenerate shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And groups of people have always called out degenerate behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go online and you do a bunch of degenerate stuff because alcoholism or binge drinking, fighting and scrapping, calling this person names, this, that, and that, screaming out the top of your lungs, that's degenerate behavior. Yeah. You know that because you told Sky News that it's a bit tasty. I forgot the direct quote that she used. Extreme, I think was the word. So you acknowledge what your product is. It's so bad that you've had to create a separate website so that you don't get flagged by YouTube. We don't have to do that.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Because we just talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have like baddies shaking their, we don't need to do that. Play a part.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I say, people have the right to call out your degenerate behavior. Yeah? Whether you take that to heart or not, that's your own business. But you can't say, I'm gonna make a product, I'm gonna put the most degenerate behavior in there, and then when people criticize me, I say, I pull that black thing. But you're not supposed to criticize me because I'm black. That's what one of the ladies said, innit?
Why?
We're gonna get to it.
Not even a white woman.
We're gonna get to it.
I'm not racist. Take me in.
Let's get to this. Wait.
I thought it would have been a white woman to go on Sky, Karen, to take us down. It was blood clot Zeze Mills for what?
Bartender.
Wow, what did she say?
Bartender.
Tear it down, Badderz UK. Ain't gonna shout, don't clap, tear it down. Go and sit down. We heard you the first time.
I got me one more drink for.
This annoying thing where every black person is linked in an eternal hand of Kumbaya, yeah? Where one person's actions reverberate through every single person and generation. We can't do that. Like, if we really want to grow as a people, we cannot do that.
But do you not think that's done in every race? Just some embrace it and some don't.
How do you mean?
So, for example, you have the argument around Karens.
Yeah.
Or, people not being able to season chicken or not cook good.
Yeah.
And some people kind of just say, well, is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I don't season food, innit?
I do like it. I like it very much. I think, did we add salt and pepper? I think we needed salt and pepper.
No, there's no salt and pepper in it.
Or I don't wash my meat or whatever. And then we're still talking about food, by the way. Some people are like, no, but I like spice. No, but I think what you think cause I'm white I can't season. No, I got the spice, right? I use the bay leaves and the. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
then you kind of have. Sorry, go on.
My thing is, it's not a thing where white people en masse are saying you have to season chicken because the way those black folks are talking about our food. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So there's like this cultural reinforcement. You can't do this because if you do it, other cultures look at us like, bro, we need to get away from that. Like, do you want to be a free person or not? Yeah. Because you can't advocate for freedom if your brain is still trapped in shackles.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, let me lead you from the plantation, but the only route I know is back to another plantation. Should you follow me? It's just a day trip.
It's a day trip.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a lot of day trip movements, where it's just the reinforcement of the same things. You have to be this, you have to do that, you have to, why are you talking white? All of these things, man, we just need to kick them out the curb. You need to be who you are, like true self-expression.
I can't lie, I get it all the time. I'm so used to it.
So, but this is what,
I speak on the phone to people and they're like, oh, you didn't sound black.
See,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
What?
People turning up shell-shocked, you know what I mean?
What you want me to pick up my work from and be like, yo, brother, what are you saying, G?
But this is what I'm saying. It can be like disarming for people. And so, I feel like if we're gonna be talking about freedoms, then that's what we should be beholden to. But again, this is where I say I'm torn, because I also don't want to encourage like destructive behavior.
Do you think?
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Because I look at that lady, what's her name? Chriselle does exposure to a negative source, like it can be very destructive. And so it's easy to say, oh, it's just entertainment until it's not entertainment.
Yeah.
Do you feel what I'm saying? And
I mean, loads of people have spoken about like things like her mental health and all the rest of it, but she comes out and she said, listen, my mental health's fine. F you, like I'm in a mansion, I'm getting paid, look at my bread. Lani is somebody who seems to love this like type of content. Yeah, she gravitates to this type of content. Maybe it's her personality, maybe things like that. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna Jordan Peterson her, I don't know. However, it puts her at odds with people in the culture who have more traditional viewpoints on life. Yeah, of course.
And I feel like you should be able to, here's my bridge. I feel like you should be able to criticize as a form of like social commentary.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's on the record that like this type of behavior, one, may not be beneficial. Two, just because you consent to do something doesn't mean you understand the ramifications of doing it.
Correct.
Yeah. And three, there should be somebody who just says like, this is a base version of yourself, in my opinion, and you have a higher version to work towards. Maybe you're not there yet, but I'm just putting it out there for you. Yeah. So that should be on the record that somebody said that. Yeah, because it's good for the conversation. However, the person who you're directing it at doesn't have to take it. And they're not less like black or whatever because they haven't taken your recommendations. People pretend, I call this the fallacy of high culture. It's a new thing. Anytime somebody makes even the slightest reference to this, I want to get paid. So this is the idea that most people are people of high culture. That we want to listen to Mozart, that we want to read loads of books, that we want to have sophisticated conversations, and we generally want to move away from ignorance and poor education. And that there is this nefarious cabal that works to make people dumb, degenerate, and uncultured. And instead of thinking that's what really happens, is most people like trash stuff. The reason why Instagram figured out that you have an attention span of 1 minute. Yeah, TikTok and all the social media, that's what they figured out. Yeah, they figured that out because that's how our brains are. It's easy to hack us. Yeah, so we don't want the long 50-minute explanation, psychological breakdown of things. We don't want that. Yeah, we have to work really hard to read those things. We have to work really hard to tap in and understand like the sophisticated. And it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of training. This is not our usual orientation. Yeah.
If Zeze brought what she has to the table, as a sophisticated, you know, let's just say what it is, a black woman, and Lani brought what she has to the table as a ratchet, I don't know, quote unquote, whatever, you know, or what did she call it? Extreme, do you know what I'm saying? A naughty black woman. And rather than bring each other down and say that, oh, the culture is this, or you're doing this to the culture, we actually technically have more buy-in because there are people who like ratchet and there's people who like sophisticated.
They should speak for their people.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak for my people.
Sure.
But just, it doesn't combine us because we're black. But because they exist and because I exist, we give out
different
messages
to different people. Okay, I get that, So I had a conversation about something similar today at work. I was on training, innit? And we was talking about things like cultural competency. And someone asked me, what do I think would be useful for the organization that I work for in cultural competency? And one of the things that I kind of reflected on was that, as you're saying, not all black people, all ethnic people are the same. Like, so when you're talking about cultural competency, you could get like a guy from Ghana, a guy from Zimbabwe, a guy from Nigeria. You could even get 7 people from Ghana if you really wanted. There's so many different,
from Tema, from
Kumasi, Ewe, do you know what I'm saying, Gar. That doesn't mean because we're black and we come from Ghana, we're gonna see cultural competency in the same way. When we may not. So
if you put a devout Ghanaian Muslim and a devout Ghanaian Christian,
exactly,
they're gonna have
different views,
but they can still meet together and talk, and especially if they both speak Twi or whatever, they can speak together, commune, but just know that there are underlying differences from those people,
and they don't have to align.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I suppose that's exactly what you're saying, and you're exactly right that those two people don't have to align in any way. They exist in their own truth. So if one says, well, I think cultural competency is flying all over the globe and learning about different cultures, and then one says, well, I think that cultural competency is exactly what we've got right now, neither of them are wrong about what they feel about cultural competency. So I suppose in Lani's situation and Zeze's situation, they both might be right. They just cater to a different audience.
Because I'm biased, I'm always gonna lead towards Zeze's take on this. Because one, I have young children, and I always have to think about what kind of standard I set for them. And I'm never gonna recommend, even in my own life, I don't drink and I don't smoke. So I'm never gonna recommend those type of life choices to my kids. And so that informs my life value system. And so for me, I'm always gonna agree. But as you saw on the Lippy podcast, that woman, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I'm assuming she's from the show. The one that was with Lani. She was more interested in, like, she was more aligned to Lani's viewpoint. And I'm saying that's fine, but Zeze does have the right yeah, as somebody who is in the culture and a social commentator, have the right to say this thing may have some unintended consequences, and I feel like it's good to go on record and tell people. Yeah. So this is kind of where I am in it. Obviously, people
make sure you like and subscribe.
But people like to watch this stuff, you know, and so you can say what you want about Lani, but there are a large group of people who are watching. I'm sure that some people paid for the premium content as well, you know, so people monetarily invested, you know, in order to get that content. Yeah. And we just have to, like, again, have the conversation, you know? You know, people have the right to say, I don't like this behavior. That's how they feel. And you don't have to take it on board. That's how you feel. Yeah. So let's just keep the conversation going. And, you know, my only thing that I would say to people is embrace your freedom. Yeah. You know, like your ancestors, some of them shed blood for you to be able to wear the colors that you want to wear, to sit where you want to sit on a bus, to listen to music that uplifts you, in whatever kind of music that is, you know. And I think you do them a disservice anytime you say, don't do that, that's not black. Don't do that, that's, you know, I think you do them a disservice. You should live your life as freely as you possibly can. And let me just put this point on, that I'm not saying that because of these differences, you can't collaborate with other black people. You can't, you know, I'm not saying that, or you can't have allegiance to black people. Some people have allegiances to black people. And I'm not saying that you can't have that. But what I'm saying is, don't let other people try and dictate to you what you should be because you share the same skin color as them. So
I've been saying that a lot, innit?
Yes. Let me say it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know this was a little bit different from what we talk about, but would love to hear your thoughts and your ideas on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think in the comments below. And we'll be back next week with a new video. Take care of yourselves and each other, in the words of Jerry Springer. My name's Sammy.
My name is Don.
And we've been a family.
Bow.